So unfortunately, this is a bad review.
Yeah, it's a very bad review. Hey everybody, it's Chris and Marina. We are here at the Urban Legends Haunt here in Orange County at the Orange County Fairgrounds right now. Looking excited to see. Hopefully this will be a big dose of Halloween that we've all been missing, and hopefully we'll see some good scares. And welcome to this adventure of ours on the Walker Chronicles.
We arrived at 8:30, although our time slot was at 9. By the time we worked our way to the queue to check in, it was 9 o'clock. You'll see some signs about your radio, headlights, the red and green light indicators, as well as if you need assistance and what the speed limit is as you're moving from scene to scene. Here we are finally getting to the first scene within the event. It took us about an hour to get to this point once we were on the property.
Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti.
The first scene you make your way into is a drive-in movie theater. Lots of people still had their vehicles on, even though the red indicator light was on. There was a person who went around asking people to turn their engines off.
That spread quickly, spreading from one town to the next, from generation to generation.
He was wearing a director's hat and a sport coat.
Base.
So as he asked you to turn off your engine, he also asked or thanked you for attending his movie premiere.
To be a place where kidnapped children were brought to be sacrificed by cultists in order to.
There were some scare characters that were dressed in and out costumes. It would have been nice if they would have had a platter of body parts, or if their costumes would have been smeared with blood.
A group of trappers searching for their stolen horses in 1831 met their untimely end in what can only be described as a massacre. The Sasquatch.
This particular scare actor had a costume malfunction. You'll see that the elastic on his mask snaps. Oops. At one point in the movie, you'll see that a storm rolls in and some static is on the screen, which is a signal to the characters to move to the center of the area, stand on a picnic table, glare at the sky, and cringe and tense up, which I would say was the creepiest part of this whole scene. At that point, you are asked to continue on to the next scene. Here you'll see some cargo containers, as well as some banners hanging from the top, as well as some prop cars with lights inside. The scare actors are dressed in black. They have a headlight, and they are carrying chains that they will beat the prop cars with. Nothing scary here. They don't pull out any bodies out of the trunk or out of the car. This particular scene needed an extra something, because guys walking around in black costumes flashing you with the headlight doesn't really do anything. The next scene is the camping scene. You'll see 4 characters that are talking to each other with megaphones. You can hear what the character nearest you is saying, but you can't really hear what they're saying to each other. You do understand that they are hearing something scary in the distance and they're calling to each other to check on each other. Unfortunately, each one of them succumbed to their death. In this particular scene, I think they could have done more by maybe adding a red strobing light. So when the camper goes back into their tent, you know that something evil has happened to them, they have fallen to their demise, or even maybe a silhouette situation of the camper being attacked. And that's it. She's gone. I don't know about you, but that doesn't look too scary to me. Somebody in an ape suit? I don't know. This was the most confusing part for me. We transitioned from the camping scene into a carnival area. There's a merry-go-round and a carousel. There are no scary actors. Nothing is happening in this area other than you wondering how you went from camping to a carousel, carnival scene, and you're moving into a nightclub. Very confusing, very confusing. Here you see the evil dancers with their evil performance and their evil choreography. Not sure what the storyline here is, but apparently, I didn't know this, you need to do an evil dance before you summon Bloody Mary. And once you got all the dance moves right, then you can call for Bloody Mary, and guess what? She'll appear. And you know what she does when she appears? She will summon you to continue dancing. Yes, everyone, continue on with the evil dancing and evil choreography. At this point, everyone in the car was in disbelief that we could not believe we were seeing what we were seeing, and that this somehow was part of a haunt. But it was. once the evil dancers do their dance, little Miss Bloody Mary gets her groove on too. And once she's done, you are then waved on to move out, and at this point they remind you to turn on your headlights and have a good night. And at that point you just kind of have to ask yourself, that's it?
All right, so we just finished this Urban Legends, and I think I would have rather thrown my money on the floor outside than give it to these people, because this was the worst haunt and worst experience I think I've ever seen. I don't know how anybody can even call this Halloween themed. The last portion of it is more like going to a dance club.
Bloody Mary at the club.
Yeah, Bloody Mary at the club would probably be what it is. There was nothing scary. There was no jump scares. There's a few people wandering around. It's broken up into 3 different sections. Just bad. I mean, it was a complete waste of money. Kind of like a wilderness scene. It had a little bit of potential, but then just as you think something's getting started, it ends. It ends, and they tell you to keep driving on to the next section. Yeah, just bad, unfortunately. Hopefully there's something else. I mean, we saw some good reviews for the hayride. We saw some bad reviews from the hayride. Based on what I've seen in some of these other videos, it looks fantastic compared to what we just went through. And we'd love to tell everybody to come out here and spend a good time and get scared and you know, enjoy Halloween events around this time of the year, but it just was no good. And I'm assuming most other reviews are going to feel the same. So anyway, thanks again for joining us. This is Chris and Marina, and we're here on the Walker Chronicles. Thanks.